Good morning. Welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. I'm Tanya. How you doing today? Today is Monday, April 11th, 2022. Excuse my voice, guys. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning and my voice hasn't quite woken up yet. Let's start this off with a blessing. Dear universe, dear spirit guides, dear creator, please give us a blessing for this Monday morning, April 11th, 2022. A blessing for the entire collective. I think this is the card. We get, oh, the blessing of omnipresence. Breathe in the light and breathe out any unwanted thoughts. Dwelling on what has been or what might have been serves no purpose. Feel the healing, omnipresent light that surrounds and fills you. Focus on the present, for it is blessed with infinite potential. Namaste. Oh my goodness, good morning. Let me read this blessing one more time. The blessing of omnipresence. Breathe in the light and breathe out any unwanted thoughts. Dwelling on what has been or what might have been serves no purpose. Feel the healing, omnipresent light that surrounds and fills you. Focus on the present, for it is blessed with infinite potential. Namaste. Good morning, everyone. All right. I've got lots of great questions today. The first question, and this is mine, is will Louis Dejoy, will he be fired by this summer or by fall the latest? Will he be removed from his position, whether he resigns um, or is fired? Will Louis Dejoy be removed from his post office seat this summer or fall by the latest? Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Two yeses. And this is coming quickly, guys. Three yeses, four yeses. Yes. Okay. The first thing that is going to happen, he has lost his support group. He has lost that is keeping him there. The people that have kept him in that position are gone. The obstruction that has been levied is going to be disassembled. We are going to get news of his departure very soon. Here's our first yes. Here's our second yes. And here's our third yes, and here's our fourth yes, all in a row. Louis Dejoy is on his way out, and he's going to try to pull some tricks on his way out the door. But I believe at the end of this, the new postmaster general or whatever the title is going to change the way that the postal service is ran, and he's going to disassemble all the things that have been put in place to make the post office fail and actually make it a working part of government. Yes, it is, and it's going to be another man. Okay, all right. My second question is about Brett Kavanaugh. Will Brett Kavanaugh resign from the Supreme Court due to him lying to the Senate during his confirmation? Will it come back around to where Brett Kavanaugh will be forced to resign from the Supreme Court for lying to the Senate during his confirmation? Here we go. Will Brett Kavanaugh be forced to resign due to his lying to the Senate during his confirmation hearing? Oh, we got judgment. Oh my goodness, this is going to be an interesting read. So we've got a yes here. And we've been seeing this now for what, 4 years? But here we go. Yes, there are meetings. This is not, we got three yeses. Okay, Brett Kavanaugh is going to resign from the Supreme Court. Something is going to come about that is going to change his fortune. This may be questions that he's going to need to revisit about how his debt, how he went from being impoverished to being cash flush during his confirmation. Remember, he was in a lot of debt and that debt all got rectified. Those are questions that he is going to have to answer. Actually, they're not even questions that he is going to have to answer. There's a paper trail, and it is going to be found out. And that is going to be one of the things that opens the investigation. There it is, that opens the investigation that against Brett Kavanaugh that is going to force his removal. Our first yes comes right next after the crowning card, right in front of him. He is facing judgment. The entire Supreme Court is facing judgment right now. It is being viewed as a partisan, a place for nefarious acts to be levied upon the American populace. There's no a lot of people have lost faith in the Supreme Court because they have seen over the last 4 years, 8 years, the corruption between Congress, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. That it is an entity that is bent in one political direction at this time. Kavanaugh is going to try to fight this. He is going to try to fight it, but what is going to come back to haunt him is his own words and his own actions. He's going to be left standing there holding his own. He's going to have to account for what he has done. He is going to have to explain himself. People have been talking about this for years, but they have, it's just been lip service. But this will, like I said, there's a paper trail. And I have a feeling that this is going to be broken by a journalist, okay, that is hounding him. That's the only way that I can say it. It's a personal thing, but there's going to be enough evidence found to start a formal investigation against Brett Kavanaugh. Because, guys, he's been on the court now for like 4 years, 3, 4 years. Okay, he is an established judge now, even though we all know he got there through lying and cheating and misdirection and bad behavior. It was a partisan hack job that got him in there. Do not worry. Our justice system is very broken. We have people who are in place and who are coming into positions of power who are going to change it. The word house house cleaning is what I am hearing. So I want everybody to just exhale. Now, this is not going to happen in rapid fashion because all these people who need to be removed are going to put up a fight. Okay, they are not just going to step down and say, "Yeah, you got me. I'm a creep. I'm a crook. I'm a con man." No, they are going to try to fight. That is their agenda. However, the tide is changing. We are going to see a righting of a lot of wrongs, but this is not going to happen. Number one, it's not going to happen in a in a straight line, and it's not going to be smooth. This is going to be bumpy. It's going to be violent. We are going to come to we as a people, as American people, are going to have to come through our country's personal revolution, revisiting, revisal, um, rewriting of our story. And it's going to involve a lot of change, a lot of heartache, and it's going to be hard. But in the end, we are going to come out prosperous and so much better. Okay? So, Brett Kavanaugh, don't worry. Don't worry about him facing his justice. We saw how he got on the court. We see how our democracy has been eroded since then. Since Merrick Garland was denied a hearing, we have seen the decline of our democracy. Don't worry. We are in a system of change, and change is not easy, but it is necessary for us to attain the divine, wonderful things that we have coming once we've dealt with our demons, okay? My next question is from Jasmine. And Jasmine would like to know, her question was a little bit different, but it was about COVID. And I know we have a lot of, excuse me, I know there's a lot of viewers that have planned travel this summer. So the question is, will COVID affect air travel um, this summer? Well, I'm gonna ask it a different way. Well, I'll ask two questions. I'll ask this one first. Will there be a fourth wave that is going to make the mask mandates return? Will there be a fourth wave of COVID that is going to make us go back into protective mode, putting on masks or reducing our out time? Will there be a fourth wave of COVID that is going to force us back into masks or any type of controlled situation? Will there be a fourth wave of COVID? Yes, yes. Two yeses, three yeses. Oh my God, I'm going to show you what came up. First card, Temperance. Second card, Wheel of Fortune. Third card, the Ace of Cups. Fourth card, the Star. Okay, that's a rock solid yes. There is going to be another whole wave of COVID. Second part of this question, will it affect air travel? Will it affect air travel both internationally and uh, continentally? Intercontinentally and continentally. Will the COVID outbreak this summer affect air travel? I'm going to shuffle these cards really good, guys. Will COVID affect air travel this summer? Will COVID affect air travel this summer? Yeah, you guys, I'm gonna show you. I'm mixing these cards up as much as I possibly can so that none of those four yeses don't stay at the top. Will COVID affect air travel this summer? Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay, the first card we got is death. The second card we got is the Ace of Cups. There's our first yes. But the first card says it all. This next wave is going to be a severe wave. Guys, I am telling you, with the reopening of the country, with everybody being allowed to just come out unmasked, with the decline of hygiene, We are going to face different, stronger variants. Stronger variants, okay? Again, people who are vaccinated, this may be the time to go ahead and go get that second booster, okay? Just go ahead and say 4 is a magic number and get that fourth shot because until people start managing this disease responsibly, it is going to take a long time for it to just peter out. So again, the first card we got was death. The second card was our yes. The Ace of Cups. Air uh, traffic, air travel will be affected by COVID this summer. The third card we get is the star, the loss, theft, and abandon. We're going to lose some more time due to this disease. And the last card we get is the Page of Cups. I'm going to read the Page of Cups, okay, just so we all understand what this card says. The Page of Cups reads, "This is a fair young man, a renderer of service, connected to the asker, a studious youth, a bearer of news, messages, reflection, and meditation." Okay? So, like I said, until we behave responsibly as it relates to contagious diseases, and it's not just COVID. This is something that we're going to have to deal with from now on. COVID was the door opener. Okay, we have not managed this disease, which means that we have left the door open for other diseases to just walk in and do exactly what COVID did. We have hurt ourselves during this process, not helped ourselves, out of ignorance and arrogance, out of ignorance and arrogance and 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 shamelessness, not wanting to just protect ourselves from something that we could have easily. And this is what we all need to understand. COVID was not a hard disease to conquer. It just required us to work together to save ourselves, not conspiracy theorize, not to point fingers, just to be responsible stewards to our fellow man and to this planet by doing two things that affect nobody's free will. And that was simply covering our mouth and nose and washing our hands. We are here in 2022 fighting COVID-19 because we cannot, as a people, do the simplest thing to help ourselves and help each other. That's why we are here in 2022, still fighting COVID-19. Put that in your back pocket and sit on it for a little while. Until we come together, work together, act like we all are a part of this planet, we cannot turn the corner. Okay, my next question is, well, here's the same. You're still on COVID. Will the mask mandate return? Will there be a mask mandate that will return? And I'm already feeling in my head it's going to be determined by localities, by your city governments. It won't be a coming out of Washington. This will be something that'll be done independently by each state, by each city, by each town, even. Okay, let's see what Tarot has to say. Will the mask mandate come back? Yes, second card, yes. The sun came out. Yes, the sun is going to come out, and people are still going to be fighting about it. again, like I was saying, it's not going to be a come out of Washington. Each locality, principality, each individual space is going to be able to make their own rules on what you can do in whatever community. Um, just like I was saying before the cards got thrown. My next question is from Denny, and Denny would like to know, with Murkowski, Romney, and Collins voting to confirm Ketanji Brown Jackson, is there anything that we should take from, these three Republicans crossing the aisle? Okay. Is there anything that we should take from Romney, Collins, and Murkowski voting for Ketanji Brown Jackson, doing the right thing? I'm gonna put them back in because they're cards that were in the last, uh, that were a part of the last answer. Is there anything that we should know, that we should learn, that we should know about Murkowski, Romney, and Collins' vote for Ketanji Jackson? Is there anything that we should know about the Republicans, about their agenda, anything pertaining to that question? Speak freely through me, Spirit Guides, Universe Creator. Tell me what I need to know, what we need to know. Okay, all right. This is appearances. This is people again trying to separate themselves to make it look like they're doing the right thing when they are doing the least little thing that they can, in the name of decency. It was the least they could do to just be a decent person. They didn't do anything outstanding. They had no reason to vote against Justice Brown, Justice Jackson. They had no, there was nothing to stop them from voting. Their vote was nothing, but it was the least that they could do. And it was the very least that they can do. They really didn't separate from their party doing this. As we know, these same three people use dissent on things that would just shock the average, everyday, decent human being. So this is the very smallest gesture of decency that these three could do to separate themselves from the GOP that was very okay with using race and hatred and just ill intent to try to, um, and they knew she was going to be seated regardless of what they did. They knew this. So all the antics that all these Republicans did was to separate themselves, to show themselves to be hateful entities. This was a show. This was like a Nazi salute to what the GOP did to Ketanji Brown Jackson, was like a Nazi salute in her face, telling her that it doesn't matter. She could be Jesus and walk on water. She could have the cure for cancer because of the color of her skin and what's between her legs. They will not see her, they will not hear her, and they will not support her. Murkowski, Collins, and Romney are no different. They vote with their party, they stand with their party, they still carry that R behind their name. They are in there, they are in there, they are in there. The only thing they did was the least they could do under the circumstances because they had no reason to vote against her. This was just for their certain part of their base to view them as more decent than the traitors that we have in the Senate. That's all that was. It was an attempt to separate themselves. I'll show you what the cards say. Okay, the first card we get the King of Pentacles. This is their separating themselves from DJT and from the GQP, which is all those 45 or however many that voted against her. Below, in front of, we got the fight, okay? And this is the fighting off opposition. This is them fighting with their own doggone consciences. They had no reason, but they don't want to be associated with Nazis. And that is it right there. They don't want to be called Nazis. They didn't want to give Ketanji Brown Jackson the Hitler salute. Below, we get the Queen of Cups. This is vision, but this is emotion. And they understand how wrong what happened in those Senate hearings were. They understand the harm that they have participated in and the circus that they have turned, that they have allowed the Senate to become. But these people don't care. All three of these people are multimillionaires, if not billionaires, or pretty doggone close to being. Again, this is all about appearances of how it looks. They don't care. They really don't care. They know that things are changing. This country is in upheaval. Everything is about to come full circle for this country. And they don't want to have to stand in the judgment that they know is coming for them and their party. They have been stealing democracy from us this entire time. Again, this is all smoke and mirrors. They're government little jobs to keep them rich and try to keep them appearing to be something that they are not. Again, to make it look like they are benevolent, caring creatures when it is nothing but smoke and mirrors to try to get everybody to think that they are decent human beings. No, they are not. As long as they stand on the side of separatism and wrong, as long as they are making money off of the despair and suffering of any person, they are the monsters that they are, and we have to see them for the monsters that they are. This is not a party. These are individual people who make individual choices to be very bad actors. So instead of saying that this is the left wing or the GQP, these are these people. Call them by their names, okay? Call them by their names. They are all just self serving entities that are trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes so that they can appear differently from what they truly are? Excellent question, Jenny. So what we need to learn from that is to see people as they are. There was no reason for them to do what they did except for out of hatefulness and spite and to try to grandstand and make a mockery of our justice system, out of our democracy. They are monsters and they need to be identified as such. My next question is, and I think this might be a part of Denny's. It says, is there a chance that the Senate Republicans will lose seats and power? No, this is mine. Is there a chance that the Senate Republicans will lose seats and power before the midterms? Okay, and this could be with indictments, people being removed, or people going straight to prison. Okay, we are going to have some things like that happen. Crimes have been committed, crimes that will put people in jail. Now, we're talking about senators and congressmen. We're not talking about uh, the president. So, the chances of us seeing these people go to jail are much higher. Okay? So, here we go. Is there a chance that the Senate Republicans will lose seats and power before the midterms? Here we go. First card out, yes, and it is the Ace of Swords. This is this is a cutting, a culling, guys. I'm telling you. And swords to me are also the justice system, okay? So be on the lookout for this to happen. Be on the lookout. Be excited for this to happen. We are going to see some of these bad, bad, bad people get their comeuppance, get exactly what they have coming. I'm going to go ahead and pull four. Okay, the next card we got is the Emperor. Strong person, great person, a strong authority. This may be Merrick Garland stepping into his power. Again, guys, we need to consciously, every day, every time you think of his name, send him some energy, send him some strength, send him some courage, some resolve, send him some magic. Let him see what he can't see. We can help him to uncloud things that may be confusing, clear the smoke. We can break some mirrors so that the illusions are are easier to spot. Okay? We have a power. We have it in us. All we have to do is speak it, channel it, send it. Okay? Speak it. What do you name who you want it to go to? Speak what it is you want to go to them. Concentrate and focus and send it, and then watch what happens. And you can do it to millions of people all at once. Okay? You don't have to have a ceremony. You don't have to do anything special except for form that thought in your mind. Concentrate on it. Attach your energy to it and send it to where you want it dispatched to. This is magic that every one of us holds. And when you use it for the betterment of us, it is strong and powerful, and it meets with all those other intentions that are floating around in the universe, waiting to be dispatched. Add your energy to that ocean of change and direct it to those people who are fighting the war to save us. Okay? All right. My next question is from Danielle. And Danielle would like to know. Danielle says Canada has stopped foreigners from buying housing or real estate for 2 years to try to stabilize their housing market so that people can afford to live. Her question is, will America follow suit? Okay, and this comes back to capitalism. This is what we all must understand. Why what is going on in our purview with the cost of living, how much it costs to rent a flat, a one room or no room apartment, just an empty space with a kitchen and a bathroom and a space to put a bed or a couch. And we're talking in the thousands, in the 2000s for spaces that previously rented for $300 or $400. Okay? This is greed. This is greed. This is capitalism. And until we are a slave to capitalism. We are a slave to capitalism, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Our love for money, our need for money, our want for money, our dependence on money, okay, is what gives capitalism its power. The power that capitalism has is to destroy everything because people who have no capital, people who have no money, cannot participate in society. Think about this. People who have no money are forced onto the fringes of our society, forced into living under bridges, forced into sleeping on sidewalks, leaning against buildings, overheating vents to keep warm. Entire families who have fallen between the cracks because they don't have any capital. to support them, and they have no way of acquiring the capital necessary to even get themselves into an indoor situation because they have been priced out purposefully. And this is what we all must understand. Capitalism, homelessness, poverty is not accidental. It is very, very much on purpose. When the cost of living goes up, but the minimum wage stays stagnant, that is the 1% pricing out people, literally saying you don't matter, you are not a part of our society. If you can't keep up, get out of the way and just die. Go live under the bridge. Go live in a car. Go live in an abandoned building. Capitalism is the reason we have homelessness. Capitalism is not working for anyone except for the 1% who control how much capital the rest of us receive. We have to open our eyes to our own enslavers. We have to open our eyes to the method of enslavement that we have been conditioned to accept as just the way that life is. Remember, money has not always been here. A man created it. Men decided, hey, this is a good way to control a whole lot of people. And they implemented it, and it has worked exactly as they wanted it to. And now we are at the end of that, to where capitalism is what has destroyed our society. Because those that have. Those that don't. And those that are in the middle are drowning, fighting to just keep their heads above water. Picture that, because that's 90% of Americans struggling not to drown in the current of capitalism. Okay? So, will America follow Canada in trying to protect people in affordable housing? There's not even, Danielle, I hate to say this, it's too late. Affordable housing in America is already an afterthought. But let me pull these cards. Will America follow Canada? Look at this. We got a yes, we got a victory, but we also got the devil. Okay, which means as America, of course, the first card is government. That's who we're gonna have to fight to get anything done that is outside of capitalism. We are going to have to literally fight against our government who wants us. Doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat, guys. It's all the same bird. And it is built on money, and it's built on control and power. So until we change how our government works, and this is changing the workings, the internal workings. This is why every time we get questions about the Constitution, we get yeses that there's going to be a complete revision. Guys, our government is going to change. The way that our government is ran now is not going to be the way that our government is ran in the future. It is not going to be ran by a single entity, being a prime minister, a president, or whatnot. I have said this before and I will keep saying it because it has not changed in what I have been told. We will have a council. I think it's a council of 5 members. And this is going to be with people who are currently in our government. There's going to be, instead of having a president and vice president, we are going to have like a council of, not a ruling council, but like maybe a governing council is what they're called. But it's going to be a mixture of people, male and female, different races, so that voices of all people can be heard. Okay? And I think that's why it's five, because it's going to be the four colors, and then probably somebody of a different sexual orientation or mindset, or maybe even an alien. Who knows? But that's what I see happening. So, but yes, we our second card, we get the yes. We get the victory card that this at some point is going to change. Okay? So, but we're going to have to go through some foolishness and some treachery, and this is about the government. We're going to have to change our government so that we can change our lives. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Danielle. Danielle has another question, and this is about the Ukraine. And with the Ukraine pushing back against Russia, will the Ukraine retake Crimea, which was taken from them a few years ago by old Vlad? Will the Ukraine retake Crimea? Will the Ukraine or should I say successfully retake Crimea? I'm going to shuffle the cards again a little bit more. Okay. Will the Ukraine successfully retake Crimea? Oh my God, we're getting just yeses today. The first card out, though, we get the Tower. There's going to be some loss, some ruin. There's going to be some fatality, okay? Some death that is going to come, but this is a war, so of course there will. The second card we got is the Ace of Swords, okay? This is war. This is uh, being taken by force. We below we get the strength card. The Ukraine is going to come into a power, and they are going to turn this war around in a way that the whole world is not expecting. Vlad's burnt earth is going to work in the favor of the Ukraine. They are going to be able to see what's coming. So this is not the scorched earth here. This is them being able to see when their ship arrives, when their blessings come in, and the tide turns for the Ukraine. They are going to find a gear, a strength, a level that nobody expected them to find. My next question is about China. And China is creeping all around the world. And Americans, I want you to be aware. China has now moved into Mexico. They are buying up lots and lots of property. They are making investments, building factories, doing all kinds of things. What that does, and I'm going to say this because it needs to be said, it puts an opening for an invasion into America, right across our southern border, right across through the Pacific Ocean. If China sets up shop in Mexico or in South America, they now have a place to where they can literally do a ground invasion into the United States. That was a previous reading that I said that we could possibly be invaded. There's your link to who may possibly invade us and how. Is China moving to recolonize Africa? Is China moving, infiltrating, buying land, setting up shop to try to recolonize Africa? Here we go. First card, we get Judgment. Anxiety and justice. Yes, yes. The Africans are going to put up a fight, but this is going to be it's going to be big government. This is going to be terrible. But yes, we got 4 yeses again. China is definitely moving. China is working to take over the world, y'all. And they're the ones that's doing it in quiet. Vlad is yelling, causing everybody to look at him. China's being quiet about what they're doing. China's end game, and I've been saying this for 2 years, China is going to try to take over the world. China is our biggest threat. Okay. My last question is about old Ivanka. And I just would like to know because, guys, uh, Ivanka and Jared haven't just been talking to the January 6th committee. Ivanka and Jared uh, have been talking to, I want to say a grand jury, and they have just kept it very hush hush that they have been participating in grand jury subpoenas. So here's my question. Has Ivanka already betrayed 45? Has Ivanka betrayed her father? Has Ivanka betrayed her father? I got 4 cards and not a yes yet. 8 cards. We got no yeses. Again, guys, watch. Don't pay attention to what guys. She is protecting him. She is Everything that they're doing is calculated. She is on his team. She is his number one prize child. She is making it look like she's doing something that she's not. Yeah, she is talking to committees and everything else. Yes, but they are only saying enough to take the pressure off of them and not enough to completely point the finger at daddy. Okay? This was rehearsed. They have a script. Bill Barr has told them how to answer questions. Um, Everything that they're doing, they're trying to make it look like they're doing something that they're not. Ivanka is trying to keep herself out of prison. That is it, pure and simple. She's saying just enough to clear her own name, but not enough to harm her family. Guys, it doesn't matter what anybody says. Those kids have that same last name. They are loyal to their father. They are loyal to their father. They will do what he wants them to do. They are not going to stand against him in a way that the whole world could say, ooh, she was a traitor against her daddy. She will never do that. She gives enough to clear her name and give him a smidge of deniability, and that's the word. So yeah, they're going in there telling what stuff is done, but they're not pointing the finger at daddy. Okay, they're letting everybody know, yeah, bad things were done, but I didn't do it. These guys are protecting themselves first and foremost, but they are not serving up daddy on a silver platter. No, they are not. And we will come to understand this very quickly once they start putting these testimonies together from some of these uh, 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 grand juries and the January 6th committee, they're going to see some a pattern of how they tell stories and how they try to protect their own hides. Okay, guys, that's my reading for this Monday morning. Again, I am not doing the weather because Gaia has a mind of her own and she is not pleased with nobody. So, I mean, it is literally unpredictable weather. It is unpredictable weather. Be prepared in the whole continent. Be prepared. And the one thing that we are going, the four-letter word that we are going to have to uh, use to every day, that is going to be our word of how we decide how our life is going to go, is wind. Okay? Make sure, if you don't have some type of a weather app on your phone, download one. Doesn't matter which one, just one that is easy for you to operate and look, so that when you leave your house, you do not leave ill prepared. Wherever you are and wherever you're doing, wherever you're going, if you're traveling, make sure that you have water, a blanket, and extra food, whether it's hot, cold, or in between. Make sure you have those things in your car year round. Just a little emergency kit. It could save your life. It could save you. And like I was saying, and this keeps coming because I feel like freeways are going to get shut down. It's going to get shut down because of wind events, tornadoes ripping down signs. It's going to get shut down because of flooded highways, impassable. Cars are going to be stuck. We are still having blizzards. So the chances of having icy or snowy highways that get shut down in the overnight hours or early morning is still there. New York City, I'm seeing flooding, subway flooding. So be prepared. Be prepared. Mother Nature, Gaia, is cleansing, changing, and we are along for the ride. So be prepared, because we can't fight Mother Nature. Ain't a doggone thing we can do to change the weather, guys. So, except for be prepared for it. I love you. I love you. Have a fantastic day. Bye bye, guys.